Yo, what is up, guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here, and today, guys, I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on the Infinite Warfare beta. Now, this isn't at all me trying to bash the Infinite Warfare beta. I'm not trying to bash Infinity Ward or nothing. I'm just giving my thoughts and opinions and feedback, which is what the beta was for. But I'm going to talk about a couple problems here, some issues I saw with the game. So I'm going to start off here by explaining the gameplay. This is actually a pretty hilarious gameplay at the time. My friend Ricky got put on the other team, and we were in a party together. And he's that guy on the team that will just blow down everything he sees. And so every time I got streaks, he would just blow them up, and I was screaming at him. So, Ricky, you're an asshole. But starting off the video, guys, with problem number one that I saw with the Infinite Warfare beta was the health. The health was way too low, or the rate to kill people was way too high. Just whatever you want to say. I felt like I was getting melted pretty much majority of the time I was playing the beta, and I would get shot up, and it felt like it took quite a while for my health to regenerate. And I think this is a problem that a lot of people had, but I feel like if they adjusted this, I feel like the game would be a lot better. The game, I'm not saying it is bad by any means. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it could be better with some slight adjustments to it. I don't know if the guns were amazing, but I would just get absolutely shredded. I felt like, and if I ran into two guys and they were both looking at me, that was it. I couldn't even react most of the time. That was one of the problems that I had. I at least want to be able to react to a gunfight before. I couldn't even bring my gun up or shoot. I would die so fast. And if I got shot one time, it would take forever for that to regenerate. And pretty much, if I got shot one time, I didn't want to go get into a gunfight because I knew I was going to die. So, it just was horrendous. I'm going to talk about the combat rigs. The combat rigs I felt like could be fixed up a little bit. Pretty much I was so paranoid of the health that I didn't want to take off the Warfighter and get rid of my ping because I was so scared of dying pretty much most of the time, which gets back to problem number one. I remember the Claw. Yeah, the Claw I felt like needs a little better recoil. I feel like the recoil on the Claw is just absolutely horrendous. And the Eraser, I feel like the Eraser, the time to bring up should be slower. And really, that's about it. I didn't really have much of a problem with the combat rigs. I didn't really see them as much of a threat, except for the Eraser. I heard something happened to one of them. I want to say it was the Equalizer. People were saying that felt different. I don't know if they fixed it or something like that. But basically, the weekend one beta, I got pissed off a bunch, and I just was raging so hard on it. The weekend 2 beta, I could sit down and play for quite a while, so I feel like the slight adjustments that they made from weekend 1 to weekend 2 were so much better. I'm not going to sit here and talk about how long it took to get into a lobby, because that's obviously not a part of the game's problem. It just was one of the things that happened on the beta launch. But the spawns were kind of crazy. Obviously the spawns with this type of movement system are never going to be absolutely perfect. But the spawns on that game, I just felt like couldn't be adjusted a little. I felt like the spawns could be altered and fixed up a little bit, because I would have multiple people spawning on my back literally feet away, or I would see people in the kill cams looking at me as I spawned. And so I felt like they should kind of work on that, see what they can do with the spawn system. Now, I don't know originally going into the game if they were making Infinite Warfare to have that classic Call of Duty feel, but the maps for some reason I felt like were more designed for that classic Call of Duty feel. Now, Terminal, I'm going to exclude that because obviously it's a remake from an old COD game, so I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about the 3 original maps that came with the beta. Black Ops 3, you could really see where they were trying to utilize that movement. Infinite Warfare, I feel like there were places you could use it. I think Frost was the only map that I really saw you could utilize that wall of movement. But for the most part, I just felt like the maps were made for classic Call of Duty. I don't know why. I'm not sitting here trying to bash the movement system or nothing like that. I don't mind the movement system at all, but I just feel like if the maps are going to be designed a certain way, they should be designed for a certain movement. Now, I don't know if that's why the spawns were so crazy. I don't know if that's the whole ordeal there, but for some reason the maps just felt like they were designed for classic Call of Duty. But I'm not really going to talk about the guns too much. The guns were... I can't really give a solid opinion about the guns just because of how the kill rate was on that game. Just how fast you would die. The I'm gonna say I'm gonna give them props, however, on how to get the what is it, the gun variants. Advanced Warfare, a lot of people like deem that as quote pay to play, whereas Infinite Warfare, you can just kind of earn them, which I think is definitely like a huge plus. And they actually kind of made it a little difficult. They made you have to put in some time to actually earn a lot of those guns, which I think is good. I think that's a good route to go. But I do feel like they don't need to make the guns absolutely broken. I saw a lot of people using the FHR Windfall, which I thought was a problem. I got killed a lot by that gun, and I was reading some stuff on it, and I was like, okay, this is getting to be a little much. Guns with built-in foregrip, guns with like built-in sights, guns with like built-in like fast mags or something like that, that's fine. I'm okay with that. If you make a gun that's built-in long barrel or something like that, it's cool. If it's a submachine gun, that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that's horrendous, that sucks. The gun variants on Advanced Warfare, some of them would pretty much make it to where if you ran into a gun that you were using like the first one, like the actual original one, and you'd run into some of those like legendary guns, it would just, or whatever the hell they were, it would just be a problem. You know, it would just kind of be an issue there. I want you guys to watch this clip. Ricky, you suck. You're a dick. I put my sentry gun out, and here he comes. I hate you, Ricky. I really do. But yeah, I'm hoping that they don't make the guns like too broken. Like when it comes to, like the variants, I hope that like people still have a chance even if they're not using the variant guns or nothing like that. So that's one of the things I kind of wanted to touch upon there. Overall, I feel like if they make slight adjustments to it and they fix up the game, I think it'll be absolutely amazing. I really saw the potential in this game. When I say this game, I mean Infinite Warfare. Just playing it weekend 2, I was having a lot of fun. I was getting past and getting used to all the bullshit in the game that I didn't like. And honestly, I was sitting there having a good time. You know, I was really enjoying it. I was talking to some people online, you know, with microphones and such, which is something I hope that they put into that. I hope that like they have forced game chat in like a lot of their game modes, because just sitting there chatting with random strangers online while you're playing a video game is really fun. It kind of adds to the experience, and you know, you can meet a lot of new friends doing that. So I think if they just make some adjustments to it and they fix it up and, you know, kind of listen to their audience and, you know, give them like an overall better product, then I feel like this, you know, Infinite Warfare could be a good game. You know, I still have hopes for it. I still have, you know, some support for it. And, you know, I feel like the people that are going to bitch about the movement system, they're just going to hop on COD 4, and, you know, the people that actually play the game are going to be the ones giving feedback. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and thank you so much for watching. Take care. I love you, and peace.